Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm sharing my family's financial freedom journey on this channel. Every single month I share our monthly budget videos. These are our real numbers and I love filming these videos. It is so fun to just look at the month ahead and get really excited about all the things that we can accomplish with our money. I always like to say a budget is not a punishment. It is a celebration of what you can do with your money and I love looking at it that way. My mindset has changed so much about budgeting over the last few years. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I definitely thought that budgeting was for people who didn't have control over their money or were needing to really cut back on things. But the older that I've gotten and the more I've been immersed in the debt-free community and the financial community, I have realized that a budget is so critical to be able to accomplish your financial goals. And I can definitely say a testament to that is my husband and I, we have made huge financial progress in the last few years, a lot of which I have been sharing on this YouTube channel. So if you're new here, definitely go check out some of my past videos. I've been filming YouTube videos for about a year and a half now, which is crazy. It has gone so fast, but it has really helped me to stay accountable, and monthly budget videos are some of my favorite to film. Let's go ahead and get started with our May 2022 monthly budget. So May is always one of my favorite months of the year because it is my birthday month. My birthday is May 26th. So the end of the month, I'm really looking forward to that because I am turning 30. So it is a huge milestone birthday for me. It's funny because when I was in my early 20s, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like turning 30 is going to be really hard. It's going to be a mental switch and it's going to be really difficult. But honestly, I'm excited to turn 30. I feel like I have done a lot of things in my 20s, good, bad, in between. I feel like your 20s is a really interesting time in your life, and I feel like it just really sets you up for your 30s. And I feel like your 30s is like a time to just flourish and grow, and I'm honestly really looking forward to it. So I have no bad feelings about turning 30, which is great. So I'm really looking forward to this month. When is your birthday? I would love to hear about it in the comments. Do I have any birthday twins? May 26th? Anybody or close? That would be really, really cool if I had a birthday twin on here. We have our W-2 income. This is just my husband and I's income from our day jobs, and we are expecting $7,000. So also another thing that is happening in the month of May that is kind of related to our budget is I am going back to work. So if you've been following me for a while, I've been off of work since the end of January. I had a baby in January, so I've been on maternity leave, and I will be going back to work the end of May, right before my birthday. So I am, looking forward to it, kind of not looking forward to it, a little bit of mixed feelings. So that is just another consideration for our May budget. It might need to be a little bit more flexible because I feel like going back to work is always a little bit of a challenge and a little bit of a transition period. So I'm writing this budget out right now, but I'm also allowing myself a little bit of flexibility if we do go over in some categories. I'll talk about that in a little bit on what categories we might go over, but more to come on that. So W-2 income, $7,000. I don't have anything else planned for the month of May as far as extra income. We do typically have side hustle income, but I never count that as a part of our budget. That's just extra, and it usually goes towards our financial goals. So that leaves our total income at $7,000 for the month. So let's go ahead and go down to our fixed expenses. So first we have our mortgage, and that will be for 6/1. I put that in our budget to pay for the month ahead, so that'll be for June 1st, and that is $1,284. Then we also have our cell phones. So this is for my husband and I's cell phones. This comes out on May 20th, and that is $130 for both of those. And then we have Netflix, which also comes out on the 20th, and that is $15. We have our Peloton Bike, which I am really proud of myself because I have been back on the bike for a few weeks. I've been doing really good, been working out, feeling really good. It's been really good for my mental health, to be honest, you guys. I have been struggling a little bit since I had my baby on just feeling not I don't think I have postpartum depression quite, but like just kind of down on myself and just not feeling like myself. And I feel like getting back into a good exercise routine has really helped me. So yes, it has been really good to get back on the bike. My husband has been doing really good too. So I'm really proud of us. We've been doing great on like food and working out. And yeah, it has felt really good to finally get back in a routine and kind of be out of like the newborn haze a little bit. My son is still not sleeping through the night, not even close, to be honest. I feel like my body's just kind of used to it at this point. It's been a few months and it's just kind of like the day to day now. So we're living through it, and I know it'll pass. I have 2 other kids and they now sleep through the night. So I know it's coming eventually, and I'm just trying to enjoy this time. So next up we have our internet, and that comes out on the 29th, and that is $60. Then we have giving. So this is a category that was new for us this year, and we have been so enjoying it. It has been awesome to have this money set aside just for giving. We usually just donate it to a charity, depending on the month. It kind of depends. We've been giving it to different charities every single month, actually, so far this year. I'm not sure if we'll continue to do a different one every single month, but honestly, it has just felt like every single month we've been kind of like called to a certain charity. It's just been good to have this money. And then anytime that we feel like it could be used by either a charity or a GoFundMe or something, we try to donate it to that person or that place. $100 is what we've been setting aside. I would like to increase that. I know I've talked about that in a few other videos, probably by the end of the year. So we'll probably increase that a little bit. Then we have our water bill. So this is something that I get questions on a lot because we don't have our water bill in every single one of our budgets. It is a quarterly expense. So that is coming due in May. So that's why you don't see that in every single one of my videos. I also get questions on things like car insurance. We pay our car insurance biannually, so we pay that twice a year. Also like health insurance, things like that. That all comes out of our pre-tax, and then also our 401k comes out of our paychecks pre-tax as well. So those things you won't see in our budget, but they are kind of like behind the scenes. So I am budgeting $225 for our water bill. Our water bill tends to be kind of all over the place depending on the time of year. So I feel like that's probably a good guess. I usually just look at the year prior for the quarter and just try and guesstimate. I think our second quarter water bill for 2021 was like around $190. I would rather be on the safe side, especially because we have 3 kids now. So I feel like we're just automatically using a little bit more water. I don't know. It's not like he's like drinking water or anything, but like he takes baths and stuff, and I feel like that probably would affect it. So I'd rather be on the safe side. We're just going to budget $225. And then we also have our electric bill, which we have every single month. That comes out at the end of the month. I'm budgeting $200. April is when our weather here starts to get a little bit warmer. So we typically use less electric in the spring and summer. Well, not summer, I suppose. It's really just these next couple months that we use less, because in the summer we use the AC, and that definitely makes our bill higher. I'm just going to be enjoying the next few months of some lower bills until we get back into the summer season. Let's see, that totals our fixed expenses at $2,055, and that leaves us with a remaining of $4,945. So let's move up to our variable expenses next. So we have our personal spending. So this is just the money that my husband and I both get in our personal checking account, and we are able to just spend this however we want to. We don't track it. We just kind of have it as like our own money. We both get $100 for that. Then we have our gas. I know gas prices have been so crazy. I talked about this a little bit in my March budget recap, but I'm just leaving our gas budget at $125. We didn't go over last month, but we were definitely close. So I'm hoping we'll still be able to stick to this. I am going to increase our groceries, you guys, because honestly, we pretty much have been doing a pantry and like freezer challenge over the last few months, and we have basically depleted all of the things that we had in our pantry and our freezer. So I just know that the next few months we're not going to be able to stick to a $600 budget. So I am bumping our grocery budget up to $700. Keep in mind we are a family of 5. My son does not eat anything, so I don't know that I can really count him yet, but he's still a part of our family. So we're a family of 5. So I feel like $700 is not crazy. That also does include like our household items. So toilet paper, paper towel, anything like that, cleaning products. products, which we really don't buy too many of, or like name brand stuff. So it really doesn't usually cost us that much, but $700 is where we're going to keep it for now. And we'll just see how that's working. Definitely remember to change your budget if you feel like you need to. There's no reason why you need to keep it at a certain amount. If you feel like that's not realistic for you anymore, definitely go ahead and update your budget as you need to. And then we have our fun and kids section. So this is just kind of an extra category that we put in January as well, just to have like some extra money set aside for our kids. Again, we do have 3 kids and I feel like things are popping up all the time, and birthday parties and all the fun stuff. So $100 will be helpful for our kids. My son is in the thick of baseball season right now, so we're definitely doing more activities outside the home right now than we have been in the past, especially because our baby's getting older and it's a little bit easier to leave the house with him now. So I feel like we will start to use that budget more fully in the next few months as well. And then we have our miscellaneous categories. This just kind of catches anything that isn't in a sinking fund or that's just kind of extra in our budget. And then last we have dining out. So like I said, it is my birthday this month and we have a birthday tradition in our family. We go out to a nice dinner, like a sit down restaurant for each one of our birthdays. And so we do that for everyone, including myself. So I did put quite a bit extra in our dining out category because we like to go to a sit down restaurant. We like to tip really well. That's really important to me. My husband and I both have worked in the restaurant industry for many years of our lives. My husband still works in the restaurant industry. So it is very important to us when we do go out to dinner that we tip really well. I always try to add a little buffer in our like eating out budget when we do go out to like sit down restaurants to be able to tip really well. $350 is what our budget is for dining out. I know that probably sounds like a lot, but again, a lot of that, probably like $150 of that is going to be just for my birthday dinner, maybe even a little bit more. So that leaves our total variable expenses at $1,675 with a total remaining of $3,270. So let's go ahead and go down to our sinking funds. So we do have a few sinking funds that we fund every single month: car, home, Christmas, kids, and vacation. So I used to have a lot more sinking fund categories, but over the last few years, we've realized that we do better personally with more broad sinking fund categories. So for example, our home category, that could be anything from like filters for our furnace to like mulch for our yard, anything that is related to our home. And like car would be anything like car registration, car repairs, etc., etc. So I just do better when I have more broad categories. If I try and break it down too far and like have like 18 sinking funds, it just gets too confusing for me, and I'd prefer to just have more broad categories. Do what works for you though, because I know a lot of people prefer to have very specific sinking funds, and if that works for you, that is awesome. I love it for you. Just doesn't work for me. So we're gonna do 50 in car, 75 for home, 75 for Christmas, 50 for kids, and 75 for vacation. And that leaves our total sinking funds at $325 and our total remaining at $2,945. If you followed me for a while, you know where that's going to go. It is going to our financial goals, which right now is our home fund / our Roth IRA. So I'm not going to break it out yet because I do that every single week in our Debt Free Friday videos. So for now, I'm just going to say that our budget for that is $2,945. I will allocate that to each of these every single week in the month of May. So that's just kind of how we do that. And that leaves our total debt and savings to $2,945, and our total remaining is $0. So that is a zero-based budget. We do try to zero-based budget. I do round off our numbers. So we do use a buffer in our checking account as well, just because I don't like to have our checking account at like anywhere near zero. You know, I don't want to deal with like overdraft stuff because occasionally things will pop up that I forget. I'm not perfect. I try to have our budget in order, but of course there are always things that pop up out of nowhere. So I try to make sure that we have a buffer in our checking account, and it helps to have these numbers just kind of rounded off to add to that buffer every single month. That is our May budget. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you done your May budget yet? Is there anything exciting in May that you are doing? Is it your birthday? Is there anything else exciting? Oh, one thing I did want to mention before I close out the video is that I know that Mother's Day is in May. I will be pulling some money out of our miscellaneous fund for Mother's Day for my husband's mother and my own mom. And my husband I'm not sure what he's doing for me. He'll probably take it out of his personal money, but we usually don't do like big gifts or anything, so I'm not too concerned about that. But that'll come out of our miscellaneous budget for smaller holidays like, St. Patrick's Day and like Mother's Day and Father's Day and things like that. We typically don't put a line item in our budget. We just take it out of our miscellaneous category. So that's just what works for us. But I figured I'd probably get a question about that. Let me know in the comments down below how you handle holidays. I would be interested to hear that as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.